The Most High works in mysterious ways. Your grandmother used to tell you that, right? I've been fighting this, which in a sense and in turn I have been fighting myself. In fulfilling my own destiny, because there was something in me, I guess maybe that still hadn't been released yet, you know. And then in a sense, I believe I was afraid of my own self too, of what would happen. So, close to 8 years ago, I was told by the Most High that I would have to share my story. But my story was it was deep, but I had no idea that I would be here in this moment, on this date, on this life path number, on this new moon, emanating the frequency that is being emanated. I would have never known that I was chosen. Long ago, before I was even thought of on this realm. Hidden away. I hear people say all the time, I love you, and, you know, God this and God that, but I really wonder, do you know who God is, or who this being is that you praise, that say has your back, that don't play about me, with all due respect. Let me go ahead and back up a little bit, because I see that I am kind of getting ahead of myself. Yes, Most High told me I was going to have to share my story. But I didn't know that my story meant our story. Okay. So I'm going to start there. I have no choice but to be nothing more than what I am, which is authentic and operating in the power and the authority that I was given from the Most High. I'm going to be obedient in that spirit, because I know that that's what this calls for. This is my naked truth. So, my name is Marcy Renee Bird. I am 43. And I'm looking like that because I had to kind of, you know how you, back in the day, you know, your grandma would get your name mixed up with about 5 other cousins and shit, and you'd be like, damn, you know, you don't know my name, and you would take it personal, or, you know, your mom, I don't know, how old am I? And it get to the point to where you really don't off the top know how old you are. You know what I mean? So that's where I was a couple of days ago. And it dawned on me, 43, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stay with me. Now, I have been going back with the Most High as well about, okay, well, where do I start? And I think that I've been trying to get more information, and Spirit is just like, no, you need to go. You know that this is urgent, and in my spirit, I feel the urgency because I feel the shift um, in this realm right now. I see what's going on. So many things to touch on, and it's like I don't even know where to start, but I do. So hey, y'all bear with me. So I was asking Spirit, and I will leap off topic sometimes, and I'll have to come back. So just be aware of that. So I'm like, all right, Most High, well, where do I start? And again, just get on out there. So Color Purple is has always been my favorite movie. When I was a child, I hated Danny Glover. Hate is a I don't hate anyone. I never will. I will never give anyone that much power of authority. But as a child, oh my goodness, I did not like that man because in my mind, that movie was real. Okay, it was real, and it's just funny sitting here now because I've been going back and forth with Spirit, like, all right, well, how am I going? And I've been trying to write it out like it's a script and, the whole nine. I know the message that I'm supposed to convey, but how do I even start this, right? So I've been stuck on, Color Purple. And if you all, that was rude. So if you all have watched the first video on my story that I posted, it was the Color Purple dinner scene, right? Show you how Most High works. So, and what is going on? Okay. So, it was the dinner scene.
Bluetooth connected.
And it's so many things that I'm going to be pulling from that scene. But where I want to start at is my very message. I had no idea how in sync and tied into this movie it was going to be. So all praise to the Most High, because I get it. I thank you, ancestors. And we ready. So I'm gonna touch on this real quick. Celie is coming to Memphis with us. Celie is coming to Memphis with us. He said, huh? You heard me. I'm gonna say it one more time. Celie is coming to Memphis with us. Well, where exactly is Memphis? Let's dive into that a little bit. So Memphis is a place of transformation, resilience, and the blending of different realms. Memphis is a place of transformation, resilience, and the blending of different realms. Memphis is a place of transformation, resilience, and the blending of different realms. Ancient Memphis, as the capital of Lower Egypt, symbolized unity and strength. Ancient Memphis, as the capital of Lower Egypt, symbolized unity and strength. Ancient Memphis, as the capital of Lower Egypt, symbolized unity and strength. Celie is coming to Memphis with us. Well, then I got to thinking, well, who is Celie? Because we wouldn't think to, and that's another thing how they get us, because you have to get to the root of a word. You have to find the etymology of a word. Shout out to B-Dale. 1014. You have to get to the etymology of the word, the root word, the original state of that word. Okay, so with that being said, Celie is just an old country name from Mississippi. Celie Mae. Everybody got a Celie, somebody in their family, or ancestor or something, right? So we would never think to, we wouldn't second guess it. Turns out, Celie, in the metaphysical sense, means, let's go to the root word, which is Callum. And it's a Latin feminine name with strong links to the word Callum, meaning heaven. Whew. Celie is a Latin feminine name with strong links to the word Callum, meaning heaven. Celie is a Latin feminine name with strong links to the word Callum, meaning heaven. This connection represents happiness, joy, and peace. And it also evokes a sense of spiritual connection and transcendence. And this is where we're going to start people on this journey with me, okay? So, we are just getting started. In our journey, because today is very important. Let's see where we at. Because y'all know about what. Okay. So, again, my name is Marcy Renee Bird. As Cookie say, look me up. Esoteric realm. Look me up. My guy with the gematria, he does his thing. Check me out. All right. So I was born or made it to this realm my father was in the military. He was in the army. And my mother was a homemaker. However, I never got a chance to know my mom until after she passed. But it wasn't until after my dad passed as to where I really, really got to know my mom. And that'll make sense later. So my mother had 3 children. She was previously married. Gorgeous lady. I will show you guys some pictures later on. And her first marriage did not work out, and she met my father. And one thing I will always respect about my dad is, I don't even, is the fact that he didn't just, I guess, kick it with my mom. He married her with 3 kids and provided a home for them. Okay. So I'm going to go back as far as, I guess, I can on my description. So my mother was a paranoid schizophrenic. before I was born. So my mother was in the hospital, I believe, quite some time before she gave birth to me because of her mental illness. So she gives birth. I come home. They were living in Oklahoma at the time, but I was born in at Shepherd's Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, Texas. Check me out. So on December 12th. So I come home, and the story goes is I don't even think I was there a couple. I don't know if I made it a week. I don't know. But my mom set the house on fire, and she got my sisters out. My brother was not wasn't living there, because of course he's a teenage boy, and he's rebellion against my dad. You don't want to hear that. So he's not around. So my mom sets the house on fire, and she leaves me in the house, and she takes my sisters out. So shout out to my sisters that went to the neighbor, and he ended up saving me. So I'm barely here, okay? And I'm already being attacked. Like, really? Okay. So moving forward, at that point, my father decides to take me to Alabama to his mother and his family. So, and then he goes off to Germany. And then my mom goes back to California, and my sisters go to California, and they're with their dad. So my dad comes back from Korea. I'm 3. And he takes me from Alabama to California. And 3, this is around the time of your formative years, so I was thrown into this household, and shit, this was my mom and this was my sister. I never knew the nature of the relationship between my mom and my dad, but this is my mom and this is my sissy. Okay? And she was just that, a big sister. Through and through, I will show you pictures of her as well. Moving forward. So I'm not sure what happened, but somehow I go from California back to Alabama. Somewhere between 5 and 7 on an airplane ride.
Bluetooth disconnected.
I thought you had already. On an airplane ride, I contract spinal meningitis. Now, spinal meningitis affects what? The brain and the spine. Attacks. All right. So by this time, I think I stay in Alabama for a little while. And at this time, I'm getting the concept of church and being in church. Even though, I'm probably sprawled out across about 3 people, but I'm in church nonetheless, and I'm taking in the word. And as a child, I always had questions, which I'm going to go back in a minute because I kind of skipped over something while I was in California. I just never understood the Holy Trinity, I guess, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and He's one in all 3, and none of it just made sense. And then my whole thing was, well, who made God? Where did God come from? If God just bam, he's here, and no one could break that down for me. And I don't know if I was asking too many questions as a child. I don't know. But let me go back. So when I lived in California, there would be this man, and I can see him just as clear as day right now. And he would always stand in the corner and he would just watch me. And as a child, you know, it's just like, okay, I'm tripping. So I would just pull the covers over my head and like it was gonna make it go away or something like that, you know. And I would check back. Are you still here? No. Okay. All right. So we're waiting it out again tonight because nobody believes me. Okay. So I dealt with that. Another thing I dealt with, that I think what I know now, I think are hellhounds. So I'm running up the hallway. These things are chasing me. Okay, you cannot tell me they not chasing me in real time. I see it. I feel it. I'm going through. Marcy, that's not what's going on. You don't see nothing. There's nothing chasing you. Go to the bathroom and go back to bed. As a child, I was hyper active in areas I believe I didn't understand where even that came from. And if you know, you know. That'll come into play later. That energy, where you know where it even come from. So, I had the hellhounds chasing me. I got the man watching me, the spirit, the man in brown, and he would just stand there. So for me now, I feel like he was watching over me. Okay, so we're going to pause right here and I'm going to see y'all in the next one.